Hey guys, what's going on? I'm David, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about being a Christian in high school. Now, it's a really common thing to see Christians in our school, but you'll probably notice that not many of them outwardly show it. And a lot of them, they'll honor God and be a Christian in their church, maybe in their youth group, maybe at home, but not really anywhere else. And God wants others to see the love in us, but if we're not willing to show that love to others, how are we supposed to do that? So, in marching band, my section leader named Abby invited me and my friends to join a club her best friend and her mate. It was called Push, Pray Until Something Happens. So my friends and I go in there and we meet in a certain classroom before school starts. So we walk over there and we find out that the club is consisted of just her and her best friend the entire first semester. Every Tuesday and Thursday they met before school, and people would be coming in and out of the classroom. And some people would stay in the classroom until school started, but that's where they would meet. And we came over there and we were like, hey, so this is the club, is this it? And she was like, yeah. And we started. So basically what happened was we just read a couple verses from online, talked about it a little bit, and then we had a little prayer circle and we all prayed together openly about anything on our minds, in our lives, or in others' lives. And it was one of the most uncomfortable experiences ever, because you're sitting there praying, I've got my eyes closed, and I look up, and there's literally people staring at you and judging you for how you're acting and thinking, man, you're really weird for praying at a public school or whatever. So after we left that meeting, I turned to my friends Connor and Josh, and I was like, guys, that was really weird, but it was really awesome. And we all agreed, and we loved how much that made us grow just in that 15 minutes of meeting. And all we did was we talked about verses and we prayed, but that uncomfortable experience reminded me that God puts us in uncomfortable situations to help us grow and to help us honor Him and to show His love. So reminding me that and keeping that in mind, I realized that there's this urge in us sometimes. If someone's in need of help, there's this urge in us to do something about it. But of course, our heads are full of fears and doubts like, what's everyone else going to think? What if they don't want help? Or maybe someone else is going to go ahead and help them. And that's exactly what we have to fight against. Joshua chapter 1 verse 9 says, this is my command. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. And reminding myself of that courage and to follow that urge to do something good is what's leading me to be a Christian in my high school. Now one day at lunch during our first exam week, I saw a kid sitting alone. So I leave my friends and I go talk to this guy, and apparently he'd only been in America for 3 months. He came from India and he was super excited to be in his senior year. And throughout the year, I kept seeing him in the hallway, and I'd be saying hi to him, he said hi back, and his face lit up every single time. It's not reciting Bible verses while I'm sitting down with him, although, that's pretty cool too. But it's just being there for him when no one else was going to do that. That's what we're called to do as Christians. We're supposed to be the person that no one else is willing to be. There are multiple times that God puts us in situations that we don't want to take action, but it's the right thing to do. So how do we get over this courage? Well, I kept reminding myself that I would rather be judged by God than judged by man. It got to the point I didn't care what everybody else thought, because I knew this was right and that this is what I needed to do. And that was such a rewarding experience, but it reminded me that God wants us in uncomfortable situations to bring out the best in us and to bring out the best in others. If you go out there and be who God wants you to be, not only will you be happier, but you'll honor God while you're doing it. Thanks for watching.